Hello, everyone. Welcome to our English Conversation podcast. Today, Zube and I are doing something special. We know each other from the studio, but for this whole episode, we're pretending it's our very first time meeting at a little cafe like this one. We're going to show you exactly how to introduce yourself in real life, even when your heart is racing and you feel shy or embarrassed.
Yes, exactly, Lara. I'm excited, but a bit nervous too, because pretending to meet for the first time makes it feel so real for our listeners who worry about those moments.
I know that feeling so well. Okay, let's start the role play right now. I'll begin as if I just walked in. Hi, excuse me, is this seat taken? I was told to meet someone here for a casual English practice, but honestly, I'm a little nervous. This is my first time doing something like this.
Oh, no, the seat is free. Hi, I'm Zube, Z-U-B-E. I just arrived too. You're here for the beginner's chat, right? I was worried no one would show up. My hands are a bit shaky.
Yes, exactly. I'm Lara, Lara. Nice to meet you, Zube. I'm actually an English teacher, but right now I feel like a total beginner myself. My heart is beating so fast. I always get anxious when I have to talk about myself. What if I forget words or sound silly?
I know that feeling too. Once in my carpentry class, the teacher asked everyone to introduce themselves, and I froze. I said my name is Zube, then nothing. My face turned red. I wanted to hide behind my toolbox. It was so embarrassing. But the teacher just smiled and said, "Take your time. We all start somewhere."
That's so relatable. For me, last year at a big teachers conference, someone said, "Tell me about yourself." And I started talking about my coffee addiction instead of my job because my mind went blank. Everyone laughed kindly, but I felt so small inside. It happens to all of us beginners, especially.
Exactly. Mistakes are normal. They make the conversation human. Okay, let's try this step by step, like we're really meeting for the first time. Hi, I'm Zube. I'm from South Africa, but I've been living in Germany for 3 years now. I'm studying carpentry at the local trade school. It's my passion, but sometimes explaining it in English makes me nervous. What about you, Lara? Where are you from?
Nice to meet you properly, Zube. I'm from Canada. I grew up in Toronto, but I moved here 7 years ago to teach English online and in person. I love it. But when I first arrived, I felt so anxious introducing myself to new students.
Wow, Canada. That sounds beautiful. Tell me more how you decided to become an English teacher. Did you always love languages, or was there a moment that pushed you?
That's a great follow-up question, Zube. I've always loved languages. I have learned 5 languages myself. But the real moment was when I helped my little cousin practice English for school. He got so confident after a few weeks, it made me cry happy tears. So I decided to become a teacher to help more people feel that way. What about you? Why carpentry? How did you start?
I love that story, Lara. For me, carpentry started when I was a kid helping my uncle build a small table. I felt so proud when it stood straight. I chose to study it because I like working with my hands, making useful things. But in class, when we have to present our projects in English, I get embarrassed if I mix up the words, like saying hammer instead of saw.
I understand completely. That embarrassment is real. But you know what? It helps to keep introductions simple and add a little honesty. For example, you could say, "I'm studying carpentry, and sometimes I feel shy explaining my tools, but I'm learning."
Nice tip. I'll use that next time.
Tell me, Zube, do you have family or pets here that support you when you feel nervous?
Yes, I have 2 younger brothers back in Cape Town. We video call every weekend. They always cheer me on. And here I have a small dog named Bolt. He runs around the workshop with me. When I'm stressed, he makes me laugh and forget my anxiety. What about you, Lara? Any family or pets?
Aw, Bolt sounds like the best helper. I have one older sister who lives nearby. We meet for coffee, and she always says, "Just breathe before you speak." I have a little cat named Echo. She sits on my lap while I prepare lessons. She's my calm friend when I'm worried about a new class. I'm curious, is your dog called Bolt because he's fast, like a lightning bolt? Also, tell me more about your brothers. Do they also like building things?
Yes, Bolt is everywhere and fast like lightning. He is loved by everyone at the workshop. Yes, brothers like to build things too. Actually, my youngest brother wants to study carpentry like me. We send photos of our projects and laugh about mistakes, like when I once cut a board too short. It became a funny family story instead of a failure. You know, turning embarrassment into something positive.
Exactly. That's such a healthy way to think. Small steps and laughter help so much. Okay, let's keep going with our pretend meeting. I like reading books about teaching and walking in the park early in the morning. It clears my mind. But I don't like speaking in very big groups yet. I'm still working on that confidence. What about your hobbies, Zube?
I like sketching furniture designs late at night and listening to calm music while I work with wood. It relaxes me after long study days. But I don't like loud workshops sometimes because the noise makes me lose focus and feel overwhelmed. Tell me, Lara, how does reading help you with teaching?
Great question. It helps me find new, simple ways to explain things to beginners, like you and our listeners. I get ideas for making English feel less scary and more like a friendly chat, like right now.
This feels so natural already, Lara. Even though we're pretending, I think our listeners can see how follow-up questions make the conversation flow without pressure.
Yes, exactly. Now let's put a full introduction together, like we're really meeting for the first time. I'll go first. Hi, I'm Laura. I'm from Canada, living here now. I'm an English teacher. I have a sister and a cat named Echo. I like reading and park walks. Sometimes I feel nervous introducing myself, but I'm happy to meet you and learn about you. What about you, Zube?
Perfect, Lara. Here is mine. Hi, I'm Zube. I'm from South Africa, living here for 3 years. I'm studying carpentry. I have 2 brothers and a dog named Bolt. I like sketching designs and calm music. I get anxious sometimes when explaining my projects, but small, honest talks like this help a lot.
See, we did it, and it felt warm and real, not forced. Now, listeners, if you're still with us, pause right here. Try your own introduction out loud. Pretend you're meeting someone new for the first time. Say your name, where from, your job or studies, one family or pet, one hobby, one thing you like and one you don't. And maybe a quick nervous story. Even if your voice shakes, it's okay.
Yes, pause and record yourself on your phone. Listen back, you'll hear yourself improving already.
Now let's add more follow-ups to make it longer and more natural. Zube, tell me, what do you want to build after you finish your carpentry studies? Any dream projects?
I dream of making custom wooden furniture for small homes, like chairs and tables that help families. I get excited thinking about it, but nervous about presenting the ideas in English to clients one day.
That's a beautiful dream. I can already imagine it. Maybe one day you can practice presenting to me here on the podcast. It would be fun. Tell me more about your favorite tool or something you learned recently in class.
My favorite tool is the chisel. It feels precise and calm when I use it. Recently, I learned how to join wood without nails. It was tricky at first. I made a mistake and the piece broke, but the teacher said mistakes teach better than perfect cuts.
I love that lesson. It applies to English too. Every wrong word is just practice. How do you handle being nervous?
I breathe slowly, count to 5, and remind myself everyone feels nervous at first. Then I start with something simple, like my name and a smile. It works most times. What about you, Lara? As a teacher, do you ever still feel anxious before a new class?
Oh, yes, every single time. I remind myself that students are kind and they want to learn just like I do. I take a deep breath and say, I'm here to help, not to be perfect. It makes everything lighter.
This conversation is already helping me feel more confident, Lara. You're doing great too.
Beautiful. We could keep talking forever, but for our listeners, remember the key is to ask follow-up questions like we did. It keeps the chat going and takes pressure off you.
Exactly. Now, one last practice moment. For everyone, pause again and add a follow-up question to your own introduction, like, what about you? Or tell me more about your hobby. You'll sound natural and friendly.
Small, brave tries every day build real confidence. You're not alone. We all have those anxious moments, but look at us, chatting like old friends already.
Thank you for listening to our pretend first meeting. If this helped you feel less nervous, please like the video, subscribe, and turn on the bell for more real, gentle episodes.
Yes, tell us in the comments your name, where you're from, what you do or study, and one nervous moment you've had. We read every single one and send kind, encouraging replies.
Take a deep breath. You're doing amazing. Keep practicing. See you in the next episode.
Bye, take care everyone.